Welcome to Let's Get Metaphysical, the show that stretches you beyond your five senses. When you are looking for your next step on the path into the unseen, we've got you covered. Join epic adventure seekers and level up your game with your host, reality magician Bierman.
Hi, I'm Reverend Bierman, and I'm so glad you're joining us here today for Let's Get Metaphysical, Connecting Heart and Mind. This is a very special episode. It's a really, really important message and something I actually originally created the whole piece for my ministry. And what I'm doing now is giving you the key lesson. And there's actually a second reason I'm doing it. I don't think you'll be able to guess what that is, but I'll tell you the second reason after giving you the first one after I finish this.
I've got a story to tell you. See, I saw this ad in the paper, and it was all about a dog who talks. And it said, Talking Dog, $20. And first I put it aside and I thought, oh yeah, right. But then I went back and I got pretty curious, so I called the number in the ad, and the owner said, well, sure, come on over. So I called a friend, we went over. Wasn't going to go there alone, you know, right? So we go in, and there's this, I don't know dogs, so I can't tell you what breed it was. It was probably a mutt combination anyway. It was this very gentle, peaceful looking dog. And I sat down next to it and said hi, and well, sure enough, the dog said hello. I said, well, tell me a little bit about yourself. So the dog started with, well, first he was one of those dogs you see in the airport. He goes around and sniffs all the luggage, looking for bombs. And he said, well, you know, I did that for a long time. You know, that was a lot of work, walking up and back and up and back. And I decided I didn't want to do that anymore. I did some good because on a rare occasion I actually found some explosives. So I know I saved lots of lives. But as I said, I wanted to do something a little more exciting with a little bit less constant walking around. So I started working for the fire department. Now that was really exciting, and I got to be so proud because I could help the firemen know where somebody was and if somebody in fact was still in the blazing building. So you know I got to save lives there, and I was like a hero, and everybody just petted me and loved me and honored me. But then, you know, that got a little bit hot and heavy. So the next thing I did was I went to work for the police department. Now that was really cool because I got to ride around with my partner in those special K9 cars. Now, talk about impressing ladies. Well, I did that for a long time. And as I thought, I got a lot of attention, helped the police to save a lot of lives, to interfere before the crime hurt anybody. And lately, I decided I wanted to take a step closer to retirement, so I started just going into these senior centers. Kind of like a therapy dog, because just being around, well, you can see how charming I am. People loved to pet me and they felt better. So that's what I did. And right now, I'm still doing that, though I'm really thinking of retiring myself. And I sat there and I was just like, wow, this dog really, really talks. And this dog is a major hero, a major contributor to society. So I turned to the owner and I say, this dog's amazing. Why? Why are you selling this dog for only $20? So he looks at the dog, looks at me. He says, because he's a liar. Now, in case you haven't guessed, I made all that up. But my question for you is, who in your life has ever lied to you? Is there ever a good reason to tell a lie? Because a lie doesn't have to be something that you speak that you know isn't true. A lie can also be something that you don't say that you know is true. I'll throw out a few examples. I'm also a healthcare practitioner, and quite a few years ago someone came to me and I knew she had cancer. She didn't know it yet. I decided not to tell her. Well, why would I make a decision like that? Because I knew that she had an appointment with a doctor in the medical community, and I knew she was going to seek help along medical lines. So I let the doctor, who's going to become her caretaker, tell tell her. And then a few years ago, someone came to me, and I knew that her brain was starting to deteriorate. And I also chose not to tell her because she was so adamant about the fact that she wasn't going to sink into Alzheimer's like her sister did. So I didn't mention anything to her. I worked on her. The work that we did established her back to health, killing the candida, which caused many of her current physical symptoms. And she called me so excited, thanking me so much for helping her to get her life back. She said she hadn't had that much energy in years. She hadn't been that happy and felt that wonderful in years. And then if I ever needed her to give me a testimonial, just let her know. That was a few years ago. I never asked her for the testimonial then. And unfortunately, today she's not well enough to be able to give me one. But you see, those were 2 times when by not telling the people what I knew, it was actually lying to them. So what do you do in your life, and when have you lied by omission or even lying by speaking other words? And what was your reason for doing so?
If you haven't done so already, go ahead down below this video, below this podcast audio, and let us know what's your view on telling the truth or telling not truths or just keeping something from somebody, which, as I define, is just another way to lie. Now, the second piece that I wanted to share with you, when I made that video very many years ago, it was before I had found how to build my stem cells. So what was going on at that time, and now you might want to go back and listen again, because I was having a heck of a time speaking. For me, because there was so much paralysis in my face and in my mouth, it felt like a giant pillow was filling my mouth. And I worked really, really hard to be able to enunciate so you could understand me. But as hard as I worked, that was the best I could do. And you can hear the difference in my speech there to my speech now. And what I want you to know is 2 years ago, I started using stem cell patches. A patch, I don't even have to put it on my body. There's no chemistry involved. It just wakes up my body to create the kind of copper molecule that makes stem cells. And now I can speak clearly. Not only that, my face moves. I have feelings I didn't have for 11 years. And I wanted you to be able to see the difference between me there and me now, because there's no way it doesn't help you, especially anyone you know who's struggling in any way, shape, or form. So if you go down in the show notes, you can also see how to contact me to make your life easier, better, happier. Thank you again for being here with us today for Let's Get Metaphysical, connecting heart and mind, because everything in your life that works, well, it's really invisible forces, isn't it? And they come from your heart. And when you express what's in your heart up to the universe, it's the language it understands, and it sends right back to you what you're asking for, assuming you know how to ask. When you start up here in your mind, that's not even you talking. That's your ego self. And the job of the ego, well, when you're little, it's to keep you safe. But it keeps going on, and it works as a commentator, and it censors everything before you even take it in, because it doesn't want to lose its power over you. Its power of creating your doubts and bringing up your fears. So I'm glad, like I said, that you're here, because it's all the invisible forces going on. Do you want the invisible forces that enrich your life, that you really want? Or do you want to keep following the programs, the lies, the false beliefs going on in here? Remember to join our Facebook group. You can also take advantage of the gift from audible.com. You can download the audio book of your choice in a free 30-day trial where you can explore. Oh my gosh, Audible has special podcasts. It has courses. It has all kinds of things that you don't know they're in there because you think Audible's just audiobooks. Go explore it for 30 days and see what you can do discovering new worlds that you don't even know about. Join our Facebook group and also go over to our website where you can see the video or listen to the audio for any of our now 127 episodes that are impacting or can impact you. There's quite a range of topics, and if you peruse all the topics, which is really easy to do on our site, you'll find something that's going to make a difference for you where you are in your life right now, today. Remember to enjoy every moment. That's capital I-N, capital J-O-Y, every moment, because I guarantee nothing in your life is happening out there. Everything that you see, feel, hear, taste, touch, that only happens because the impulses are coming in through all the different avenues. Your brain's interpreting them and telling you, well, this is what you're seeing. This is the sound you're hearing. Do you ever wonder if your pet, if your cat, if your dog, if your goldfish experiences the same thing the same way? I really appreciate your supporting us by joining our community. And by doing so, we can get the podcast out to more people. I can get to know who you are. Where are you listening from? What do you want to know more about? The invisible forces that I guarantee are creating your world in every moment.
You've been listening to a talk on the wilder side. Thanks for tuning in to Let's Get Metaphysical. Be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss a single episode, and while you're at it, please leave a rating and review, and be sure to share it with your friends. Tune in every Monday for more exciting insights and wisdom on life beyond your five senses. Until next time, take a small step in a new direction. Start now.